Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs looking at you and your connection to the person that you are needing to learn the most from right now. We're looking at all three sides of the connection. So we've got your energy toward the connection, their energy toward the connection, and then the energy in between the connection. The concept being that there are three sides to every story. So looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and kind of this higher level unbiased truth in the middle. I do encourage you with these readings to think outside of the box. This might not just be a romantic connection. This could be about a friend, a family member, a coworker, a boss, anyone that you're dealing with that you're feeling reactive to, or feeling like maybe there's something that you're needing some clarity on, or just ultimately needing to learn a lesson from. Because remember that every connection that we make with somebody in this lifetime is with someone that's trying to teach us something about ourselves. All right, Aquarius, on your side of this connection, you have protection and time. It's kind of interesting, this energy here, because it feels as if the universe is really asking you to trust in divine timing. And it's kind of like it's saying, hey, you're actually being protected from what it is that you want or think you want, because what you actually want is coming towards you. Now, in terms of how that plays out in this connection, I'm not totally sure. We'll see when we dive into tarot. But what I see right now is that it is a time to be patient and a time to tap into a little bit of faith in the divine, especially around the timing of things. This person has shadow and trust. And one thing I do want to mention is you could very well resonate more with the energy over here than over here. These energies can be swapped, so keep that in mind. But what I'm seeing here is this person has pretty big trust issues. And I feel like because of that, they allow kind of that shadow unhealed version of them to take over sometimes, because they do have trouble fully accepting love into their life and into their hearts. And so I feel like that's been a problem for you. Now, in between this connection, you have knowledge and shift. So I feel as if this connection is revealing information to you about yourself that will help you make a positive shift. Now, in terms of whether or not that positive shift is in this connection or in your personal life, I'm not quite sure, but I do see that there is positive energy that can come from this connection. But let's jump in. This is Aquarius's side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. This is Aquarius's side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Protection and time. Aquarius's side of this connection. Aquarius's side of this connection, clarifying protection and time. This is Aquarius's energy toward the connection that they're dealing with. I want more here. Aquarius's side of the connection, clarifying this Three of Cups. Okay. You have this specific deck has two additional major arcanas, and this Artist card is one of them. So you have the Artist of Three of Cups and then the King of Pentacles in reverse here. To me, this is really the universe asking you not to pay attention so much to the surface level of this connection, but really dive into how this connection is making you feel. Because I feel like with this connection, it's really easy for you to get lost in oh, they're doing this or they're doing that, or they said this or they said that, or whatever the case is. Really pay attention to your heart right now, because I feel like you're focusing so much on wanting, this specific connection to be everything you want it to be or to look a certain way. And I feel like this connection really needs to flow. And it ultimately comes down with allowing yourself to feel what it is you need to feel, even if that's frustration or anger or something like that. Because it feels like in a certain way, you're being protected from this person. Now I don't necessarily know why, but it does. It feels like you're being protected from this person. Let's get more, because I feel like this person is a pretty big part of your immediate environment. And for some reason, it feels like on some level you're being protected from them. Let's get more. It's Aquarius' side of the connection. The Nine of Swords in reverse with the Knight of Pentacles. So, yeah, I mean, it feels like things in this connection aren't moving forward as much as you would want them to. Like maybe you're wanting to live together and that's not happening, or you're wanting to get engaged, or you're wanting them to ask you to be, their significant other. Like, it doesn't necessarily need to be just whatever resonates with you, right? And it feels like because it's not moving as quickly as you want it to, you're allowing yourself to get really like anxious about whether or not this connection is going to come together in a healthy way. Remember, this is about trusting in divine time here. Because it's almost like while working through, because here's what happens. During those times when things are moving slow, your insecurities are getting triggered. And it's really important that we work through those insecurities so that we don't allow ourselves to sabotage good things in our life. Because a lot of times if we don't work through those insecurities and things, say like tomorrow, you woke up and you're married to this person, if it's a romantic connection, or you have whatever it is you want, and I just feel like this connection does feel romantic, but you have whatever you want and you haven't worked through those insecurities, you'd run a really big risk of those insecurities then sabotaging the connection away. So trust in how slow things are moving, because it's actually working out for the better for you in a way. This is Aquarius' side of the connection. Because it's like, yeah, like the divine is protecting you from something here. Let me get more on this side of the connection. Aquarius' side of the connection to the person they're dealing with. See, you feel that this connection is conflict. But I feel like the major aspect of that, because you have the Five of Wands with the Page of Swords in reverse, if there is conflict here, it's because there's communication issues. Like this conflict to me, it almost kind of feels like it's there because you guys aren't able to communicate. Now, if this person is acting from their shadow side because they aren't, they're defensive, they push you away because they don't know how to trust you or themselves, then that makes a lot of sense. But it feels like you're getting very frustrated, potentially with the lack of communication here too. Like maybe you're trying to communicate and this person isn't. But there's something, because this is talking about sabotaging. It's almost like the lack of communication here is what runs the potential of sabotaging this connection, even if there is potential here. This person's energy, or Aquarius's energy towards the person they're dealing with. Aquarius's energy. I want more on this Three of Cups because it's kind of interesting. So you're dealing with triggers. You're dealing with a lot of triggers around this person. Clarifying the Knight of Cups in reverse. Clarifying the Knight of Cups in reverse. That's why things are moving slow. You have the Knight of Swords in reverse, is because you're dealing with a lot of triggers in regard to your connection to this person. So this person makes you feel, it's almost like your insecurities are being poked at through this connection. And that's why it's almost like this connection is having to move slow so that you can work through those. But honestly, I feel like this is a pretty mirrored connection, and this person is working through a lot of them too. So I feel like this person, but with this Three of Cups, it's almost like this person is a part of your immediate environment, or like they're a part of like your friend group, or you work with them or something. Clarifying this Three of Cups. I want more on this Three of Cups here. I want more on this Three of Cups. Yeah. So you have the Ten of Cups in reverse, the Two of Swords, and the Judgment in reverse. So this ultimately is about making sure that you don't allow your expectations of the connection to ruin the connection, at least on your side. Again, we don't know what this person's dealing with yet. Because I feel like the shift that you're wanting in this connection is absolutely possible. But I feel like it's going to take time. Like I feel like you guys are both working through so much with each other in this it doesn't need to be a new connection, but it could be just like mosquito. Sorry. Gonna have to get that later though. It's bug season in Oklahoma. It feels like what was I saying? It doesn't even necessarily be a new connection, but it's like still kind of in earlier stages, if that makes sense. But you could be being in these earlier stages for a while. But it's almost like allow yourself to, like, this connection needs to flow. If this connection is going to work out in a positive, healthy manner, it's going to have to flow, and it's going to have to, grow and develop over time. This person's energy toward Aquarius, or Aquarius's energy toward this person. Aquarius's energy toward this person, please. It's weird that I keep saying this person's energy toward Aquarius. Even though I could be speaking to a cross watcher here. This person's energy for Aquarius, please. Meaning you're watching for an Aquarius. Four of Wands in reverse with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, and there's the Empress. Aquarius, I feel like this is you. Or this is, whoever is resonating with the energy over here. It's almost like you kind of are dealing with expectations of things going wrong. Clarifying the Four of Wands in reverse. You have these expectations here. That's why I was like, don't allow these expectations. So it's like you're wanting things to move quicker because you expect them to go wrong. And so you're trying to get to that next step because you think that's going to make you feel more secure, but it's not. And I mean, you see that all the time with people who, rush into an engagement or marriage and think that that's going to help them feel more secure, and their insecurities still allow them to sabotage. And so this really is, and again, I'm not necessarily sure who I'm talking to here and what stage of your connection you're in, but it just kind of feels like this is the need to understand that you're working through a lot with this person in terms of your inner environment. Like, this person is pushing you to have to face some pretty deep insecurities here. This person's energy toward Aquarius. There's a Ten of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. So there is potential here. There is potential here. But it feels like it's going to take time for that potential to come to fruition. And the biggest part of that is there's a lot of inner work that's needed on your side, Aquarius, in order to, and I mean, their side too. Like, I feel like it goes both ways. Because I feel like maybe you both kind of have a tendency to bring out the shadow in each other, meaning you poke at that unhealed version of each other, which can both be a good and bad thing. I mean, it's a good thing if you're both willing to kind of grow and, do the inner work and look at, your fault and not just place blame, because that can mean you guys are able to grow together. Now, if you're not able to do that, and I think the biggest indicator of whether or not you will be able to is going to be the level of communication. So if you're wanting this to work, my advice, at least on your side, is to really work on communication. This person's side of the connection to Aquarius. Doesn't need to be in early stages either, though. It feels like, I don't know. This person's energy toward Aquarius. Person that Aquarius is dealing with, side of the connection to Aquarius, please. The person that Aquarius is dealing with, side of the connection to Aquarius. Ooh. No way. Yeah, I said it was a mirrored connection. Look, first card that comes out is the Three of Cups. So this person wants the same things that you do. But I feel like, I mean, they're dealing, because they have the Devil in reverse, and then they have this Justice in reverse and this Hanged Man. So they're dealing with, I mean, kind of like karma from past relationships, which makes sense with this Trust card. Like, they've been through so much that now they like don't know how to trust, because maybe they've been screwed over, so many times. And I feel ultimately like it's like they're fighting like that, like their inner devil is kind of what I feel here, which is, I mean, it is kind of that shadow energy. So you guys are both kind of triggering those, like, yeah, those unhealed wounds, but it's a good thing because you're bringing those to the surface so that you can work through those in a positive, healthy way. Clarifying this person's energy toward Aquarius, please. This person's energy toward Aquarius, please. This person's, oh my gosh, okay. Woo. Look at that, the Knight of Cups in reverse. That's crazy. So there's a lot of, I don't think you realize that you guys are kind of dealing with the same issues when it comes to this connection. Like how you make them, they make you feel, you kind of make them feel too. So there's a lot of mirroring here. And so and I feel like you guys would really be able to realize that if you guys could communicate better. But it doesn't feel like there's very good communication here. And that whenever you're not communicating, that leaves so much room for you to view things through the lens of your insecurity. This person's energy toward Aquarius. This person's energy toward Aquarius, please. This person's energy toward Aquarius, please. You had the Ten of Pentacles too. This person's experienced a lot of endings to things they thought were going to be long term. I feel like maybe you have too. But in terms of this trust that they're dealing with, it feels like because there's the Ten of Wands. They carry this burden of, because there's the Six of Cups. So they've had a lot of experiences in their past that have come to an end that they thought were going to be long term. And so they've developed these trust issues. So if they're not moving forward with you as quickly as you want them to, it's because I feel like they're doing it intentionally, because like it's like they don't want to mess this up. They don't want this to turn out like their past. And that could be, yeah, because I mean, they're dealing with trust. This person's energy toward Aquarius, please. This person's energy toward Aquarius, please. So they've had so many endings in past relationships that I feel like yeah, because look at that. They have hope for this. But with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, wait, is that in reverse? Yeah, that's in reverse. Let me see. I want to clarify this Queen of Pentacles in reverse. It's like they have hope for this, but the way that they get triggered, it like ungrounds them so much that it brings out that shadow side. And so I feel like they get defensive and it goes from like maybe to 0 to 100 like really quick, because I feel like it just kind of dives into both of your guys' insecurities really quickly whenever there's an argument or an issue. Clarifying this Queen of Pentacles in reverse. The Ace of Wands, which you have right there, but it's in reverse for them. And then they have the Four of Cups. And then there's the Empress, which is you. So that's exactly what happens. This person shuts down. They completely shut down. And so that I feel like frustrates you, because I feel like maybe you're like solution oriented, like you want to come to a resolution, but I feel like they struggle with that. So know when they shut down, it's because they're heavily triggered. It's because their past is being triggered. Now, how you guys choose to handle that is going to determine whether or not this connection can be successful. If you're able to work through things and talk through them and give them space when they need and vice versa, then there would be there's a lot of potential. But if both of you kind of just shut down and get defensive and turns into like a passive aggressive, giving the silent treatment or I don't know, slamming doors, right? Then it absolutely has the potential to fall apart. And remember, this connection has potential, but it's going to have to be worked on both sides. This person's energy toward Aquarius. This person's energy toward Aquarius. So I feel like it's like they have, ooh, this is that potential I was talking about. So you have the Queen of Wands with the Ten of Cups. As long as you both take action to do the healing that this connection is triggering you guys to do, then yeah, there's potential here. But with the Queen of Wands, really to me is saying like it's gonna take work. Like this connection's gonna take work, but all connections take work. I mean, I'm in the healthiest connection of my life with someone who communicates more than I ever thought was possible. And we still have issues. We have to learn how to set when we need to, have time apart so we can work through them, so we can come back together. And it just feels like that's kind of what you're needing to realize, is that these kinds of connections, especially the ones with long-term potential, they really do need to be like looked at from the perspective of how can this make us stronger instead of, oh my gosh, it's falling apart. That's going to help a lot. Okay, we're going to hop on over to the extended. I'm going to clarify or jump into the truth of this connection, if you will, the higher level truth, kind of see what's going on in between. You have shift in knowledge. So I do feel like the positive shift you're wanting is necessary, but it's going to take the knowledge, right? The learning what you need to do to make that happen. The links for the extended are below. You can either purchase it for $5 or subscribe to my Patreon. It's $10 a month and it gives you access to every single extended on my channel. But that is obviously up to you. All right, Aquarius, thank you so much as always for the support of my channel. It means the world to me. It always will. And I hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way you were needing today. And I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward.